life that you absolutely love living? Or do you have dreams for your future and they're just not happening? And deep down, you know that procrastination may be what is going on, and it's absolutely keeping you stuck. Most people aren't living the life they want simply because their current thought paradigm causes them to procrastinate about the very things that will help them get to the life that they really would love to live. So what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a collection of thought patterns that produce habits, that produce results that may or may not be in harmony with what you would really love. Not every pattern or paradigm is negative. Some of the patterns that you have in your life work great for you, and other patterns are working to keep you stuck. So if you have dreams for your life that are not happening, if you want to know what your paradigm is producing in your life, all you have to do is look at your results. Your results are a perfect mirror for the pattern that you live by. That pattern operates through thinking and feeling and action, and all those three things equal the results you're having. So if you would love some things different in your life, if you'd love to break free in that love life, you'd love to break free in your money life, you'd love to break free in a business life, something you would love to create or do or have or give, and it's not happening in your life, you can know that what you would love is not in harmony with your paradigm. Your paradigm is not going to produce that life. So we have to address that, because here's how a paradigm works. Your paradigm's three stealth weapons that cause you to derail your dreams are distraction, dissuasion, and DEFCON 1, your fight or flight reflex. The truth is, you have more power than you know, and you are, in the same way I am, responsible for my own results. No one is going to create your dreams for you, and no dream can come true if you don't dream it. So let's, for a moment, let's pause here and take a look at those three things that the paradigm does. So you have a dream for your life. You say, this is the year I'm going to find my soulmate. This is the year I'm going to open that business. This is the year, and you mean it. And you mean it. And then life happens, and it's 3 months, and then it's 6 months, and then it's a year, and then it becomes like, wow, this has been 5 years I've been telling myself this. It's still not happening. And you know deep down you're not a bad person. It's just that life happens, life happens. What's going on is there's a very powerful pull to the familiar that comes from the paradigm. It's an operating system by which it governs your life in the same way a thermostat governs the temperature in the room you're in. And so life starts to get a little bit better, your paradigm is going to shut it down. It starts to get, it'll say things to you like, well, this is too good to last. When's the other shoe going to drop? Humans say these things to themselves, which is a code for my paradigm is uncomfortable. Things are starting to get a little better than what I'm used to. So your paradigm, when you start to say, I'm going to live a better, freer, fuller life, it'll say, okay, I don't think you really want that. I don't think you really deserve that. Who are you to think you deserve that? And the idea of dissuasion, it's doing its very best to get you to decide not to go forward. So let me for a moment remind you, just in fact, that you are more than your body. You are more than the life you're currently living. You did not create yourself. You can't breathe yourself. You can't even make your heart beat one time under your own power, and neither can I. Something sacred, something wonderful is happening with you and me, and it is this thing called life. Life itself is ever for a freer, fuller, expanded expression of itself. It's what it does in a blade of grass, pressing forth through cement. It's what it does in a tree. It's pressing to the edges of what it's been and to grow new versions of itself. And what it's seeking to do by means of you and me, and that's why we have dreams. That's why we set goals. And we have patterns of a life we have lived. The moment we set a goal that's a greater life than the life we have lived, that paradigm wakes up. The voice of the familiar wakes up and tries to talk us out of it. You've heard that voice many a time talking to you, telling you that the part of you that wants to go forward, don't pay attention to that part. Pay attention to the part of you that's arguing for why you can't. You've got both sides. And you're going to pay attention to one side more than another. If you don't know this is going on, it's easy to believe the voice of the paradigm. It's easy to believe in the voice of the contraction. It's easy to believe that voice is right. So it'll try to argue you out of it. It'll use dissuasion. You didn't really want that. Who do you think you are? You can't have that. If it can't dissuade you, you said, no, I'm putting my stake in the ground. I'm going to do this time. You will no longer know when. I'm going forward. The next thing it will use is, okay, tomorrow. It's really not convenient today. You'll actually be more creative if you just get all your email done or all your laundry done or go get the car washed. Do it tomorrow. Because it knows if it can get you to live the tomorrow syndrome, tomorrow never happens. Tomorrow is always going to be out there. It's always going to be somewhere out there. That's what I'm going to. If it can't dissuade you, it's going to seek to distract you. And if you say, you know what, I'm going to take a step today. I'm going to do 3 things today to move me in the direction of my dream, and you put them on your calendar and you schedule them and you actually start to take action, the next thing you're going to find is that there's going to be this DEFCON feeling at times. It just comes over you like you feel like, oh, I'm scared. Because what happened is the paradigm is actually dying. You're no longer giving your soul force to a constrictive pattern. You're now designing a new pattern. The old pattern is dying. And the death knell of that paradigm goes through your nervous system, and it passes right by your logical center, goes right through your fight or flight center of your brain, and it's like, why am I so afraid? Like there's nothing going on. And it's not logical, but you still can feel that. If you don't know what that is, it might stop you. So know that if you're going to go for a life you really love living, you're going to take some steps in your own behalf. You're going to go ahead and take some steps today, not tomorrow. You're not going to let dissuasion. You're not going to let distraction. You're certainly not going to let a little fear stop you. Because successful people, highly successful people, are willing to be uncomfortable, not for just being uncomfortable, but they're willing to be uncomfortable in the interest of growth. In the interest of growth. If you stay in your comfort zone, all you could have is what that paradigm's brought you, because that's where your comfort zone is. So you want solutions for overcoming procrastination. And here's a few. You can notice what you're noticing. You can notice whether the voice that's saying, hey, let's take a step, is talking to you, or the voice is saying, you don't want to do this, you can't do this, you're not good enough, do it tomorrow. And when you notice what you're noticing and you notice that the paradigm is starting to gain your attention, hit your internal pause button. Just go, wait a minute, I have 2 choices here. One is to contract, one is to expand. What is a step I could take that would move me in the direction of my dream, for the love of my life, for the business I want to create, for mending fences and having a better relationship with my kids or my parents or my husband or my wife or. What is a step I could take? In writing that book, I've always wanted to write. What is a step I could take? Hit your internal pause button and take some action that will move you into a new frequency. It really will. It'll change things. Immediately when you take positive action, the paradigm has less hold on you.